Hi! This deck of cards was compiled to facilitate working through the MCAT style passage, positive emotion, and emotional eating, something I'm definitely guilty of. When I told my dad I had an eating disorder, he thought I was bulimic, but I really meant to tell him that I was an emotional eater, meaning that I always emotional, so I'm always eating. That's not a joke. I didn't mean that in a joke-like fashion. All right, let's get to it. The C blank M is involved in balance and coordination. So what brain structure is involved in balance and coordination? That would be the cerebellum, highlighted here at the base of the brain in red. Okay, so I'll give you a moment to just absorb this side view and posterior view of the brain. Or the L blank C system is the emotional center of the brain. What functional system, when I say functional, I mean we've given it the label. So what functional system in the brain controls emotion? That would be the limbic system. So the limbic system is comprised of the cingulate cortex. It's a deep cortical structure of the brain, the hippocampus. There's like two sides to it. The amygdala, there's also two, and the hypothalamus. Okay. All right. The A blank A plays a key role in determining emotional reaction to stimuli. So what structure, you could say brain structure or limbic system structure, determines reactions to stimuli? That would be the amygdala, okay? I think I have several cards in different sets for like a similar question. So it'll be repeated if you look at other psychology decks as well. So it's probably an important recurring theme that the amygdala controls emotional response. All right. Emotional responses tend to last a relatively long or short time. So, what is the duration of an emotional response? I'll give you a moment to think. That would be short. And here goes a few body atlases of emotional responses done, on a large sample population. And after the study was done, the researchers, I think it's like a Finnish research group in Finland, they came up with these body maps of physiological reactions to different emotions. Here goes happiness. Happiness is lit. Fear, which you should try to never have. And then where's the good stuff? Love. Love is lit as well. Pride is even lit. Shame is kind of sort of lit. Kind of looks like Spider-Man. Depression is just blah. And then neutral is blah as well. All right. Whatever the emotion is, whether it's considered culturally good or bad, the duration will only be a short. amount of time. So emotional responses are not moods, so don't get the two confused. Between subjects experiments assign participants to more than one or one experimental condition. So how many independent variables do researchers assign between subjects, experiment participants to? That would be one. So here we see one group is exposed to this sign, and then another group is exposed to that sign. So, each group of within this study is only assigned to one condition. All right? Now you should know the answer to this. Within subjects' experiments, expose participants to every or one experimental condition. So how many experimental conditions does within subject experiments expose participants to? I'll give you a moment to think. That would be every condition. So here on the left-hand side, we see that the study participants look at both independent variables that were presented separately in the between subjects experimental design. Okay, so I'll just give you a moment to scan these two with your eyes and compare and contrast them really briefly. All right. James-Lange theory suggests that emotions are followed or preceded by physiological arousal. So which one is it? Do emotions follow or precede physiological arousal according to James and Lange? That would be preceded. So common sense tells most people that if you see a stimulus, you should feel fear. Here goes that temporary emotional response, and then you get some type of physiological arousal. But James-Lange said the reverse. No, you see the stimulus, you get aroused in some way or form, and based upon that arousal, you get a conscious feeling of the emotion. In this case, the emotion is fear.